Hello everyone, it's Maha. I'm back once again. It's been a while. It feels like it's been a while. I think it's only been 2 or 3 weeks, but time is just going by so fast, and I really miss being here. Uh, if I've noticed that if I don't make a video in a while, it's really hard to get back into it again and to find just the right time and space, unless it's like a regular routine of my life. I just it's hard to get back into it. It's a shift from your everyday life to making videos again. But I'm so happy to be here. I really enjoy making videos for you guys and connecting with you, reading your comments. I missed all of that, and so I wanted to make just a very informal video coming back saying hello and then sharing a really beautiful deck with you. One that I recently got as a part of my birthday gift, which was November 24th. So that whole week, my boyfriend visited me from California and he got me this deck that I've been eyeing for a while, and it's the Crystal Keepers Oracle deck by Adam Barralet. So this is a deck that I haven't really heard anybody talk about, and I wanted to share it with you because I always love sharing decks that I don't see very often. Somehow, for whatever reason, I gravitate towards those decks that are not so popular. And the reason why I love this deck is because it's not only is it a crystal deck, but it's a very unique crystal deck. It's really hard for me to find crystal decks that don't just depict the actual crystal on them, but that are more abstract decks. You'll see what I mean. I'm going to show you this one, and then I'll show you another one too, which is similar. So I love working with crystals. It's a huge part of my spiritual practice, not only my spiritual practice, but my everyday life, really. I mean, there's not a day that goes by where I don't just hold or keep at least two crystals near my energy. If I'm wearing them, like right now I'm wearing these tiger's eye macrame earrings. I'm also wearing this piece of moldavite. It's a very small piece of moldavite that I borrowed from my boyfriend. Moldavite is a new crystal to me. I mean, I've always known about it, but it's not one I ever was really attracted to for some reason to work with. He's been telling me so much about this and how transformative it was for him in his life when working with it. So I thought I would give it a try at this point in my life. I think I'm ready for it. I found that the energies of moldavite are really powerful. I would say, I haven't looked it up, but I would say very Plutonian energy, very transformative. So I've been wearing this for a couple of weeks since my birthday. I've also started a new herbal remedy treatment, which I went to see a medical astrologer, and it was really eye-opening, really interesting. I want to talk about that in another video sometime soon, but I learned a lot, and I put together some herbal tinctures and teas that I've been taking now for a couple of weeks, and mostly for hormone balance, inflammation, immune system, circulation, things like that. So we'll see how that goes. So now let's get to the deck. I want to show you because I'm really excited. I'm not going to show you all the cards, just a few cards, and just to let you know that this is out there, and also just a good excuse to come out here and say hello and to chat a little bit before I get back into my routine, hopefully soon, of making videos. Before I show you that though, I want to show you this card. Look at that Sagittarius birthday card that my boyfriend gave me. The artwork is by Josephine Wall. So beautiful. She is one of my favorite artists. I have all her decks. And what was funny is that he didn't actually know that was Josephine Wall, and he didn't know anything about Josephine Wall. He didn't even know that it was one of my favorite artists. And I got one of my best friends also gave me a birthday card with Josephine Wall's artwork on it. So that was a really cool coincidence. So the Crystal Keepers Oracle deck is a very unique deck. I only saw one video. and I think there's only one video of this deck, which I'll post down below. It's a video in French. Sometimes I subscribe to certain people that I like in French, and then I discover decks that other people in the community don't maybe know about. So I wanted to share that with you. I believe that Adam Barralet has made another deck, a crystal deck, but that one only has photographs of the crystals. So what I like about these is the artwork, because there is so much more going on besides just the crystal. So here's the back of the cards. Interesting. The moon, crystals, rose, tiger, shield, and the ankh. So this one is blue lace agate. And I love that blue lace agate that she's holding. It looks so real. It just looks like a photograph. It looks beautiful. So do you see how there's flowers? This looks like chamomile flowers. So in the guidebook, each crystal has different correspondences, and that's one thing I love about this deck, is the guidebook, which I'll show you in a moment. Another crystal I've been loving working with lately is serpentine. This is serpentine. Beautiful image. So what I love about it is that there is a story in these cards, and the imagery just draws you in. Here is tiger's eye. I love how the lines in the stone she's holding matches up with the lines on the tiger print. So gorgeous. Powerful. Kyanite. Blue kyanite is one of my favorite crystals of all time. I love the watercolory effect in this deck. So beautiful. Look at selenite. Wow. Selenite is really peaceful and calming. I feel like that Kuan Yin energy. Seraphinite is a gorgeous one. I have one piece of seraphinite in a pendant, a macrame pendant. I'm obsessed with macrame jewelry, by the way. And also my boyfriend just got me a little piece of macrame that he's gonna wrap up for me. So I'm excited for that. It's sorry, not macrame, a little piece of seraphinite he's gonna wrap up for me, so that's exciting. And I'm gonna work with that one. Amethyst. So let's see, I wanna show you, look at the card though. First you see there's Athena. It just makes you think, like, what is this about? There is the amethyst there, but there's more than just, I mean, images are really important to me. I'm a very visual person, so I like working with decks, crystal decks that are more abstract. I love crystals, and I just work with the crystal by itself, but then looking at the image just gives it another dimension, you know? Let's just take a quick look at the guidebook. I love it. I love how the font is really small, so you know that it's filled with information. I love that. So here's amethyst. I wanted to read you, just kind of show you what, as an example, what amethyst says. So we looked up the card and it says wisdom, and then there's in the beginning it starts off with like a message from the crystal. I am here to guide you on the next step of your spiritual path. You will feel me waiting for you in the stillness. Come and sit with me in the silence, and I shall unveil the answers you seek. So it gives you a little message from the crystal. The keyword is wisdom, and a few sentences, like a little message from the crystal, and then a paragraph about amethyst, and then your message from amethyst in a couple of paragraphs, and then the correspondences. So it's called Spirit Allies of the Amethyst Keeper in this case. And you have the owl. So an animal, usually one animal, and then a herb or a plant part, and then an element, a planet, or more than one. So in this case, there's a planet and an asteroid, Jupiter and Pallas Athena. And then mulberry is the plant part. The element is water. Interesting. I wouldn't think so, but And then animal is owl. That's one thing I love about this deck, is how they give you correspondences. Because if you've been watching my channel, you know that I love that. That's one of my passions in astrology, and just in general, I like to always see the correspondences between planets, signs, crystals, plants. And so I love how they included that section there. I'm loving the guidebook, and just the cards are really different. They've included some crystals in this deck that I don't see very often. For example, Seraphinite, which I talked about, Serpentine, Amethyst, Moon. Yeah, there's common ones, and then there's ones that are less common. I love the Moonstone. Image of the Moonstone. Look at that. So gorgeous. Just the White Panther and her the moon reflecting into her belly, a pregnant belly. Here's Chrysocolla, which I love too. She's inside the tree, pouring water. Very nurturing. It does remind me of that nurturing energy of nurturing energy of the Chrysocolla. Sorry, I've met way too many. I'm excited about this deck. The herb or the plant that she's pouring water on, I don't know what plant it is. It would be in the book. I should look it up. Let's see if we can find it in the book. Grapes. The plant is grapes for Chrysocolla. Interesting. Really interesting. There is another deck I've been working with the same time recently, and this little deck that I'm going to show you guys, I have a long time ago I showed it on my channel, and I believe Kelly from Truth and Story has done a review of this deck, and this was gifted to me by my friend Robert, who's got a friend who made this deck. It's a Polish deck, Kamienie, wroza. I don't speak Polish. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Crystal Oracle, I imagine. I imagine kamienie means crystals. Anyway, very cute deck. My boyfriend actually fell in love with it because the images are so gorgeous. Look at that. The colors. This is aquamarine, diamond, labradorite. That looks like that rainbow effect that you get in labradorite. And then the gray. Rose quartz. You get the feeling of the crystal. Guess what crystal this is? Sodalite, one of my favorites. That one, it's one of the crystals I couldn't live without. Sodalite. And look at that. Just the images give you feeling. These images are really powerful and at the same time soft. It's pretty easy to figure out what the Polish says, like aquamarine. I mean, you can kind of guess, and if not, they have these cards where you can match the crystals to the names, and the guidebook is all in Polish. The good thing about having a deck in a different language is that it really pushes your intuition. You don't just go and grab the guidebook right away. It gives you a chance to kind of contemplate on the image first, and here's the back. And the bonus is that it does actually have a guidebook, online guidebook in English. There's a link for that. If you look for this video, this Oracle deck, I will type in the comment section, I'll put the description of the deck if you want to look it up on YouTube. I'm sure that Kelly from Truth and Story did make a video on it. I like how it's very soft. It's got this very soft feel to the artwork. Nephrite. Soft, and the edges of the borders are really soft and faded out. So this is the idea. I like decks, crystal decks that don't have the actual crystal on it, but just give you a chance to explore using your own intuition and how you feel about the crystal. Another crystal that I recently have been, maybe not recently, but in the past 3.5 months working with a lot is fuchsite. That's one I discovered not too long ago. Here's a little piece. Fuchsite is gorgeous. It's such a healing crystal. It's new for me. I never really worked with it before. And I have also been working with Unakite for a while, and for the longest time I wanted to get a bigger piece. Unakite is one of those crystals that I find really hard to find a bigger piece. Usually I find it like in smaller pieces, and so I finally got this heart, Unakite heart, which is just, it fits in the palm of my hand and it's so relaxing. I don't know why Unakite is not as popular. It seems to me that it's not very popular, but it's one of my favorite crystals. It just has such a soothing energy. It's very nurturing. For me, it feels like for really difficult times, difficult emotional times, times of grief, it's very helpful. Like when I'm feeling really, really lonely, and it's just like no other crystal does it better than this, especially placing it on my sacral chakra when I'm sleeping. It really helps me sleep. Black tourmaline is another really great one for anxiety. I guess in the past 3.5 months, I've had a lot of changes in my life, and it's been kind of hard for me. When I make videos, I don't really like to talk about too much of the personal things going on. I'd rather focus on not to paint a positive image of me, but I'd like to just be here and enjoy the time that I have with you and share and learn, and that actually keeps me going sometimes through really hard times. So in the past few months, I've been feeling a lot of changes and shifts, and I guess I've been working a lot with crystals because I feel like when I'm going through hard times, crystals and oils, like essential oil blends that I make, are very helpful, very nurturing. I haven't worked a lot with tarot, but I've worked more with oracle decks recently, so especially crystal decks, and these two that I've shown you, these two the Crystal Keeper's Guide is, I've had it for a couple of weeks, but I've already used it a lot, and I find that the messages are very, very deep. I've learned a lot from the guidebook. The little pieces of information sometimes help add to my own knowledge and what I already know from the resources that I have. It's a good resource. Just the guidebook itself, I would say, is really good for this deck to have. And so that's why I wanted to share it with you, because every time I find something helpful, I like to share it. Oh, this image is just so gorgeous. I showed it to you already, but the colors, I think she used color pencils, and just the blending of the colors, purples and greens, so beautiful. It matches my hair. It's really gorgeous, and I love how some of the images are just so abstract. Check out that little deck. It's I think my boyfriend found it on eBay for $5, so you can find it easily. By the way, I'm wearing a bracelet that's blue lace agate and smoky quartz, and this is also very calming. Like I said, blue lace agate is one of my favorites. So I think I've done a little catch up with you, and that was just to sort of get me started so I can get back into the swing of things again with you all. We'll see how it goes. Thanks so much for being with me. I missed you, and I hope I see you again soon. Take care. Bye. Lots of love.